Winter blast, a live look into Blair County right now. Inches of snow have already fallen. We take you around the area with live team coverage right now. Good afternoon to you folks. On this wintry Wednesday, I'm Casey Cantz. We hope you're prepared because look outside. It is a wintry mess out there today. We do have reporters scattered throughout the viewing area for you today. Meteorologist Mike Doyle is in Blair County. Jordan Tracy's in Bedford. Evan Hinckley checking in from Center County. And of course, we also have meteorologist Christy Shields here live in studio. She'll tell us how long this mess is expected to last. Let's start with Mike, though. He's live in Altoona, where just moments ago was an absolute whiteout, Mike. The snow's been falling since early this morning. What are we looking at right now?
Yeah, we had some heavier snowfall earlier this morning. That snow now changing into a bit of sleet, and I've noticed the wind has picked up quite a bit. And overall, we probably picked up about 4.5 inches of snowfall, but with the sleet coming down, that's going to really tamper how much more snow we get. But we'll still add a few, maybe half inch to inch. Let's take a look right now. I got my ruler down in the snow. I'll start again. Just shy about 5 inches, between 4.5, 5 inches of snow. And you can see the visibility as well, not that great. So along 17th Street looking into downtown Altoona, the main roads are pretty much okay, still snow covered. PennDOT and local crews doing a great job with the main roads, but it's those back roads, those side roads that you really have to worry about. There's still inches of snow on them, and you want to avoid those hills, those steep inclines and declines. That's where you can get into a lot of trouble if you brake a little bit too fast. And of course, you always want to give yourself plenty of room between you and the car in front of you. And just keep in mind that this will kind of continue throughout the rest of this afternoon. And we'll have more information about that as I throw out to Christy Shields. She'll tell you a bit more about the timing of the sleet and snow. Christy.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, Christy apparently drew the big straw today. She's live in studio for us, but she's been tracking the storm all morning long. Christy, want to ask you, we've been seeing the snow falling since early this morning. It's now turning, as Mike said, into sleet. How long can we expect this wintry mix to last?
Hey, Casey. Yeah, we're going to be seeing this throughout the afternoon and into the evening before it really tapers off this evening. Now, the steady, heaviest snowfall is pushing out of our region, but we continue to have a light snowfall in many locations and some sleet. Elk County getting a little bit of a break at this time, but we continue with some snow into Jefferson, Clearfield, and Center County. Further to the south, we're starting to see that change over in Blair County to some sleet, as well as into Cambria County, showing a little bit of purple there, and even into Somerset County, a bit of a wintry mix. This precip's going to continue to fill back into the region, so we'll have a light sleet, but later today we will have that freezing rain and also that sleet creating very icy road conditions. Snow total so far, and again, most of that snowfall tapering off at this point. Duncansville had 5.5 inches falling this morning. Glencoe 4.6 inches. Pine Hall came in at 3.2, and Somerset about 1.5 inches. And if we time this out with Future Track, again, starting to see that switch over from snow to sleet and freezing rain, and we'll really see some freezing rain later this evening, and then overnight tonight switching over to showers into early Thursday morning before this exits the region. So because we're going to continue to have this winter mess for the day today, the National Weather Service continues the winter storm warnings for southern counties, northern counties under that winter weather advisory, all going until Thursday in the morning. I'll time more out for you coming up.
All righty, Krista, we appreciate that. Let's continue our team coverage now. I want to get you back out into the elements. Our Jordan Tracy has been out all day long. He's still live in Bedford County. Jordan, it was funny. We checked in with you early this morning. Nothing had happened in your first hit. Things started to change gradually throughout the morning, and now it is all white behind you, my friend. You spoke to emergency services down there. What are they telling people today to stay safe?
Yeah. Well, Casey, a lot of the advice revolves around actually planning ahead for something like this. And that includes if you absolutely have to hit the roadways today, which we advise against because we've been seeing some of the efforts here in Bedford, and they haven't been very valid efforts because they've been spinning out of things like that. But if you absolutely have to, make sure you're prepared with charged cell phones, some water, some snacks, maybe even having a blanket in there just in case you get stuck somewhere to keep you warm until you can get out. But let's Take a look at some of the footage we shot earlier this morning. This was around about 8:30, and since then, the snow totals have about doubled since then. And as you can see, there's a substantial amount of snow. We even saw some trucks and some cars sliding downtown. This winter season, Bedford EMA says most of their calls have come from people slipping and falling, then also people sliding off the roadways. In addition to planning ahead for travel, EMA Director Dave Cubison says to plan for the storm itself. Talk to your neighbors about a backup location if your heat happens to go out. Also help out your neighbors that need help shoveling, and then also be able to ask for help yourself. Find somebody to help you out if you are in need. With the new snow and ice that has been coming today, Cubison also wants folks to remember the ice that's been lingering from earlier in the week.
Be very, very careful. We've had a good number of slips, trips, and fall calls. The EMS units have been very busy the last few days. People go out, they shovel, they see this fresh snow. Sometimes they forget that underneath it is several inches of ice.
And also, I mean, obviously you've heard before about clearing out fire hydrants, things like that. One of the things they want to remind you of is also clearing out your driveway or even pathways to your home, because in case of an emergency, if you dial 911, first responders want to be able to get to you as quickly as possible. So making sure those pathways are clear are the best ways to stay safe in an emergency. But also, they've had issues this winter season getting out of those locations by being stuck in that ice and snow. They just really want to make sure they can get to you in case of an emergency. Reporting live in Bedford, Jordan Tracy, WTAJ News.
Boy, important tips today, Jordan. Thank you for that. Want to continue our coverage now, taking you all across the area, covering this winter storm. We're going to check in on conditions right now in Center County, specifically State College. That is where we find our friend Evan Hinckley this afternoon. Evan, how are things looking your way?
Well, Casey, no shortage of snowfall here in Center County, specifically downtown State College here, as this consistent snowfall has made it tough on road crews to consistently keep the roads cleared. But the buses are still out. Behind me here on College Avenue is a popular CATA bus stop, and CATA is running their normal routes today with one exception. They're not running quite as many routes to Penn State's campus in the downtown area since PSU canceled classes today. Now, CATA says they're still seeing plenty of travelers today with plenty of full buses for those who feel safer taking public transit when heavier snow starts to fall.
Buses, being that they're a lot heavier than the normal car, tons and tons heavier, typically we get more traction, which is good. And riding the bus is a very safe option for people, especially in the wintertime.
And CATA says they typically see an uptick in overall passengers during the winter months. I'll explain why coming up tonight at WTAJ News at 5 and 6. And I'll also explain what it would take and how much snow we would have to get for CATA to completely cancel all bus routes. Again, that's coming up tonight at WTAJ News at 5 and 6. But for now, reporting live in downtown State College, Evan Hinckley, WTAJ News.
All righty, Evan, stay safe out there today. We appreciate it. PennDOT crews have been trying to keep everyone safe since before the snow started falling, treating area roads all across the state as well with salt and brine to prevent snow from sticking and also ice from forming. Experts say if you see one of those trucks on the roads, there are a couple things you can do to help.
They need to slow down and give the brine trucks room to do their job.
And PennDOT has also announced a slew of road restrictions that are still in place today. You can find those at wearecentralpa.com. Make sure you stay with us, too, as we continue our team coverage throughout the day. Of course, WTAJ News is your winter weather authority. Also, like I said, keep up to date with us online at wearecentralpa.com. We also have a full list of closings and delays there under the weather tab. And a great reminder